Hi students, welcome. This is Chemistry, Chapter 7-1, Part 1 lecture. Number 1, chemical names and formulas. There are millions of natural and synthetic chemical compounds. Some have common names. For example, limestone, which is calcium carbonate, table salt, which is sodium chloride, and water, which is called dihydrogen monoxide. Under B, significance of a chemical formula. Number 1, chemical and molecular compound indicate relative number of atoms of each kind. Number 2, hydrocarbons are molecular compounds composed of solely carbon and hydrogen. And examples would be like methane, propane, octane, all of those little anes. Number 3, ionic compound is formulas represent one formal unit, the simplest ratio of positive and negative ions. Number 4, the parentheses that surrounds polyatomic ions to identify it as a unit. Number 5, no subscripts next to a atom symbols imply a value of one subscript. Under C, monatomic ions. Number 1, monatomic ions are ions formed from a single atom that gain or lose electrons. Number 2, charge of group 1 is equal to plus 1. Group 2 is plus 2. Group 15 minus 3, group 16 minus 2, group 17 minus 1. Number 3, covalent compounds share electrons but have the same charges. Number 4, D block elements form plus 2 or plus 3 cations, but many form two different ions. For instance, copper equals plus 1 or plus 2. Iron and chromium equals plus 2 or plus 3. Vanadium and lead equals plus 2 or plus 3 or plus 4. Number 5, naming monatomic ions. Under A, monatomic ions are simply given the element's name, that's the cation. Anions are named by dropping the ending of the element's name and adding an IDE ending. An IDE ending. B, table 7-1, many of the ions in the table include Roman numerals, more than one charge as a part of the stock system of naming ions and elements. Number 1, note cations. The positive charges are the same as the group name. Group 1 is plus 1, group 2 plus 2, etc. Number 2, note anions. The negative charges represent the number of electrons to complete the noble gas configuration. Also the IDE suffix. Number 3, note that the D block elements most have Roman numerals due to a greater than 1 charge. Under D, binary ionic compounds. Number 1, binary compounds are compounds composed of two different elements. Number 2, total number of positive charges and negative charges must be equal. Number 3, magnesium bromide is Mg plus 2 and bromine minus 1. The formula MgBr2. Number 4, rules for writing formulas. Under A, we write the symbols for the ions side by side. B, cross over the charges, which I call crisscrossing. C, check the subscripts and divide them by their largest common factor to give the smallest possible whole number ratio of ions. Then write the formula. For instance, Al plus 3 is 2 times plus 3, which is equal to plus 6. And oxygen, which is minus 2, is 3 times negative 2, which is equal to minus 6. The largest common factor of the subscript is 1, so write the correct formula would be Al2O3. Under E, naming binary ionic compounds. Number 1, the nomenclature, spelled Nomenclature, Ture, is the naming system. 2. Binary ionic compounds named by combining names of compounds positive and negative ions. The cation is first, followed by the name of the anion. Number 3, we will then do sample problem 7-1 in class, and then we will also practice. This concludes Chemistry Chapter 7-1 Part 1 lecture. And have a great day, students.